What I wanted to talk about tonight first, and give you a report on some different things, a lot of it will be on the old and new business. But I wanted to talk about where we go from here. How we go from here as a party, as a Democratic Party, not as individuals, not as precinct committee people, not as presidents of Democratic clubs, how we go forward here as a Democratic Party. We, being Broward, have just finished last Tuesday the primaries. We have also finished Democratic precinct committee races, some of which, shall I say, were very spirited. There are many people who won, and as there inevitably are, there are people who lost. Our goal, my goal, and our goal is to unite everyone, those who won and those who lost. I will say, and I will say just once, many of us here all believe in the Democratic Party, all believe in President Obama, all believe in Democratic philosophy. It is for that reason that I say very clearly now, the Democratic precinct races are over. We need to move on. We need to elect Democrats. We need to elect President Obama. We need to elect Bill Nelson. We need to elect Lois Frankel and Maria Saxon, every Democrat on the ballot. We need to move forward as best we can. What's past is past. We cannot tolerate, as a party, continued dissension, continued division, because if people are unhappy with whether they won or lost precinct races or those who did. This is Broward. Politics is sometimes a contact sport, more so than in other places. And that's what makes Broward actually special. But having said that, we need to be united. We can have no other focus, none, until this election is over. If people want to enter blog entries, either by their own name or anonymously, they do so knowing that this Democratic Party does not, will not support that type of behavior. We are here for one purpose. It's not for myself as chairman, it's not for someone, for anybody else, it's not for DEC members or club presidents. We are here for one purpose. And anyone who seeks to undermine that purpose undermines all of us. And we all need to hold those people accountable from this We are here to elect Democrats. That is our only purpose. And we in Broward have a rich legacy of doing that better than any other county in Florida and better than most counties in the United States. We've all discussed that Florida's ground zero, which it is. And we also know that Broward has perhaps what some might call a disproportionate or unfair burden, because we have to make up for a lot of other areas of the state that don't do that well. That's our job. And we can only accomplish that job if you're united, if we're all united. This country is now the most divided we have ever seen, not in our recent history, in any history of this country in the last 200 years. We could talk all night about the war on women. We saw it again yesterday. We saw it again yesterday, and might I say that that candidate, as we speak today, has reaffirmed that he's still in the race. And I have to tell you, I don't know whether we should applaud that he's in the race or cry that he's in the race, because he is symptomatic with his extremism of what a lot of Republican Party officials and leaders and their candidates actually believe in. Obviously, none of them ever passed a high school biology class. Obviously. They have a problem with women. from voting against the Lilly Ledbetter Act, which is like, what a radical idea. Equal pay for equal work. Isn't that crazy? They have a problem with women. They have a problem with Hispanics because of the DREAM Act. They have a problem with youth because of what they're doing with absentee ballots to college kids and so forth. They have a problem with many, many, many other groups. They have a problem with African Americans. They have a problem with Caribbeans. They have a problem with early voting. They have a problem with absentee voting. They have a problem with almost everything. That is what they are. They have marginalized themselves. But we cannot depend on their own missteps and their own misdeeds. We have to be united as a party. We cannot be concerned about the past. We have to be concerned about today, the future, how we go forward as a party. Too much is riding on what happens in Florida. Not just in Broward, which it is, but what happens in Florida. And that's up to all of you. And I want to thank all the regulars who are here, and there are quite a few people who were just elected last Tuesday, who we asked, and we're beginning to ask more and more folks, because although you don't take office till December, we need you now. We need you part of the Army now. And I can assure you that we are going to be bringing on everyone, as much as we can, who not only won last Tuesday, but went unopposed in the previous month and so forth. We are going to make this the biggest single army that Florida's ever seen. Yeah. Broward County Democratic Party. I can assure you.